Hey everyone, this is Zach with 8020 Automotive, here today with a video on some of the best modifications to improve your vehicle's fuel economy. Even if you're not a hypermiler or someone who's overly concerned with fuel economy, there are still some basic modifications and simple steps you can take to ensure you are maximizing the fuel economy in your engine and ultimately saving yourself time and money at the pump. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into some of the best modifications to improve fuel economy. Number one on the list, we have a fuel economy monitor. So this is very simple. If you have a newer vehicle, you likely have a way of displaying live fuel economy data and having statistics and numbers on that. If you have an older vehicle or any vehicle that's not equipped with this, a fuel economy monitor can be a great mod. At the end of the day, it's impossible to improve fuel economy or even know what you're getting if you don't have a way of monitoring your fuel economy. So even just seeing the numbers can really help you determine and understand with your specific vehicle what driving habits and styles might be helping or hurting your fuel economy. And you can then use that to slightly adjust and tweak your driving style and ultimately improve your fuel economy. Number two on the list, we have green tires, also known as eco tires. Now with vehicles, about 5 to 10% of the overall fuel consumption is actually due to simply rolling resistance. So these green or eco tires are ultimately designed to reduce rolling resistance, and that can boost fuel economy by about 1 to 2%. Now this isn't going to be worthwhile if you still have tires that might have 30, 40, 50,000 miles left on them, but ultimately your vehicle does need tires. So next time you're due up to replace those tires, consider a green or eco tire. You need the tires anyway, so it doesn't hurt to get the fuel savings and get a more fuel efficient tire with these eco tires. Moving on to modification number three, diving into more specific modifications, we have any weight saving modifications. Of course, it's hard to get into very specific upgrades here since this is very vehicle to vehicle specific, but anything you can do to your vehicle to reduce weight can help improve fuel economy. The general rule of thumb is that every 100 pounds you shave off of your vehicle results in a roughly 1% improvement in fuel economy. So that might not be a huge difference, and on some vehicles it can be very hard to shed 100, 200 pounds to get to any kind of meaningful fuel economy savings, but it certainly is possible depending on what vehicle you have. And ultimately just taking out anything in the trunk, things that you don't need in the vehicle, just removing anything like that can already give you a boost. And then any weight reducing modifications you can actually make, whether that be carbon fiber parts or any lighter weight parts, anything on the vehicle that might be able to easily be removed. So again, this is very vehicle specific, so it's hard to give exact recommendations for your vehicle, but just something to consider. Anything you can do to reduce weight will help you save at the pump and ultimately result in better fuel economy. Moving on to the fourth modification to improve fuel economy, we have a cold air intake. As to whether or not cold air intakes really give a significant or notable boost to fuel economy really depends on your engine and vehicle type. However, most engines can see gains of roughly half a mile per gallon to maybe a mile per gallon with a cold air intake. This can be especially true on diesel engines or diesel truck engines, that a simple cold air intake can help improve fuel economy. And even if for nothing else, having a nice clean air filter is a great maintenance item and can also offer better fuel economy. So again, one of those things that can be a little bit of a toss-up, but there's certainly data on this kind of stuff for a lot of different vehicles. So just a good starting point to keep a cold air intake in mind. Maybe research your specific vehicle. That'll kind of apply to all of these engine modifications that I'm talking about. Moving on to number 5 on the list, we have exhaust upgrades. Much like an intake, this can be very vehicle and engine specific, but a lot of the times on most engines, most vehicles, a catback exhaust system can show gains of about half a mile per gallon up to about 1.5 miles per gallon. So again, just a good recommendation for a starting point. Check out your specific vehicle, see what results others have had, but a lot of the times an exhaust system can offer some small fuel economy improvements. Now, depending on the cost of the exhaust system, it might not even be worthwhile from a money perspective. terms of actually saving on gas and getting better fuel economy, especially if you're looking at an exhaust system that would be $1,000 or more expensive than that. It's very unlikely it's going to offer enough fuel economy benefits to ultimately save you that money, but if you're looking for performance modifications anyway, then it certainly doesn't hurt to get a catback exhaust or an exhaust system and ultimately improve your vehicle's fuel economy. Moving on to our last actual modification on the list, at number 6 we have tuning. So an ECU remap is often sought after for the power, torque and ultimately the performance gains. However, even those tunes that offer more power, more torque, can even show gains of about 1 to 2 miles per gallon on most engines. Now, that's not going to be true if you're actually using that newfound power and torque and using that more often and ultimately hurting your fuel economy. But if you're getting a tune and you just want it to have that extra power and then you're just doing normal daily driving, a tune can actually help pick up again about 1 to 2 miles per gallon. And more specifically, if you actually tune your vehicle for fuel economy, then you can see even bigger gains with an ECU tune or remap, and you could potentially see gains of about 2 to 4 miles per gallon. I know when I modded one of my BMWs and threw a tune on it, even though it was making an extra 100 horsepower, I was still getting about 2 miles per gallon better for just normal daily driving. So again, even if you're getting one that offers big power and performance gains, it's still possible to see some small fuel economy improvements, and that can be extended even further if you go for a tune that is aimed at improving fuel economy. Last but not least on the list, this isn't really a mod, but I just wanted to point out one more important step for maximizing your vehicle's fuel economy. That is staying on top of basic maintenance, anything from ensuring that your tires have proper air pressure in them. A flatter tire is going to have more rolling resistance, so properly inflated tires can help save on gas. And all the other basic maintenance stuff, even just a clean air filter, can help improve fuel economy. Also, fresh quality oils, synthetic oils are going to offer better fuel economy. And even things like spark plugs, just all of those basic maintenance items, ensuring that your engine and vehicle are in tip-top shape can help maximize fuel economy and offer better MPGs. So all important things to consider. Don't just overlook the basic maintenance and standard vehicle essentials and go straight to upgrades. Make sure you start with some of that basic stuff and just ensure that your vehicle and engine are in tip-top shape. And then all of these other modifications can help you further extend that fuel economy and miles per gallon. Anyway, guys, that wraps up our video for today. If you appreciated the content, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more in the future. Thanks, everyone.